Welcome back to List 1 MPA. If you're an immigrant family building a life here in the UK, I already know how your brain works. You're juggling many things like your mortgage or your rent, the bills, your kids, your career, of course, learning a system that nobody probably explained to you before. And somewhat on that list, you push to the bottom, sort out insurance later. Today, I want to talk about that later because I was that person too. And then something happened that made me realize later has a price. And sometimes later becomes too late. When I moved to the UK in 2021, I knew I should sort out critical illness cover. But I kept putting it off because I didn't know the system, and honestly, I told myself that I was healthy enough. I'm a non-smoker, I don't drink, I have perfect BMI, I exercise regularly, doing Muay Thai twice a week, a decent diet, surely I was fine. So I waited. Then my husband and I applied for critical illness cover together. His application went through smoothly. However, mine didn't. Because I had an episode at the hospital. It was just a one-time thing. Then the insurer requested a full GP report. After weeks of waiting, the policy was eventually accepted, but with specific terms and a loaded premium, which means I now pay more every single month for the same cover that my husband got easily. And the thought that stayed with me was this: if I had applied just 2 years earlier, none of that would have happened. The healthier you are at the point of application, the better your terms and the lower your premium will be. I learned that the hard way. So, why does waiting cost so much? Critical illness cover is priced based on your age and health at the point of application. The older you are, the more medical history you have accumulated. The higher the risk, the higher the premium. Make sense? Or worse, exclusions, loaded premiums, and in some cases, being declined. A colleague of mine, who is a very outstanding advisor, however, he couldn't get critical illness cover here. Because the truth is, once an insurer declines your application, all other insurers will sooner or later find out. Remember, insurers are assessing your health right now, not who you were 5 years ago. This isn't the system being unfair, it's just how risk is priced. But it means the window to get the best terms is open now, and it quietly closes a little more every year. Recently, I met a couple from Hong Kong who have had critical illness policies. Standard cover on the surface, but they are renewable policies, which sound fine until you actually sit down and look at what renewable actually means. Every uni renewal, the premium is recalculated based on your age at that point. So it doesn't just creep up, it jumps. And by the time you reach your mid-60s, you could be paying close to 10 times what you paid when you first took it out. Same cover, same condition list. And the small print in the policy document states that the premium table isn't fixed. The insurer reserves the right to revise it at any time. So even those future numbers weren't guaranteed. When they looked at next year renewable premium from the existing Hong Kong policy, which is still cheaper than starting fresh in the UK today, they paused and thought it would be a smart move to keep the Hong Kong policy until the premium becomes more expensive than our UK policy. However, the truth is, the UK critical illness cover premiums also increase as age goes up. Instead of just looking at the premium for next year, It's more important and smarter to look at the full picture over 20 and 25 years, considering the total premium you will be paying and whether you will still be insurable on good terms next year. Because the truth is, you never know what might happen to your health in the future. Take a UK critical illness policy as an example. Many people choose to take out a guaranteed level term critical illness policy because the premium is set on day one and it never changes until the policy ends. Disclaimer: insurance terms vary significantly between the UK and other countries. The right policy for you depends on individual circumstances and specific provider terms. So here's what I want to speak directly to those of us who rebuild our lives here from scratch. Because in my conversations with many immigrant families across the UK, with different backgrounds, different professions, different family situations, I keep hearing the same thing. We'll sort it out later, we're still young, we don't really understand the system yet, we're healthy, we'll be fine. I completely understand every single one of those responses because I said them myself. But here's what the data tells us about the later mindset. According to recent claims statistics published by the Association of British Insurers, around 40 to 45% of critical illness claims are made by people under the age of 50. That is exactly the age bracket most immigrant families are in right now. The years when we are working the hardest, carrying the most, and having the least backup around us. And the Health Foundation projects that by 2040, 1 in 5 people in England will be living with a major illness. We came here to build a better life, but rebuilding from zero is exhausting. Navigating a new system, working demanding jobs, raising children, without families, without parents, without siblings nearby to fall back on. That kind of sustained pressure takes a toll that we often don't see until it shows up somewhere we didn't expect. And here is what I want you to walk away with. The best time to take out critical illness policy is when you are healthy. Take action while your health is still your greatest asset. Also, a little heads up. If you already have a policy back home, don't cancel it before understanding what a UK policy could look like for you first. But also, this is worth checking. Some policies have territorial restrictions for people who no longer live in that country. Now that you're building a life here, it's worth asking your insurer directly, am I still fully covered as a UK resident? Because the answer might surprise you. And if you have been putting this off because you don't know who to ask or where to start, that's a solvable problem. You don't have to figure this out alone. You came here and built something from nothing. You carry a lot. The last things your family needs is for a serious diagnosis to take away the financial stability you work so hard to create here. Protect what you have built while you still can, on the best possible terms. If this video made you think of someone who keeps saying later, please share this with them. It might be the most useful thing they see this week. You can give this video a like if you found it useful, subscribe and hit the bell. Drop a comment below. Have you been putting this off? Or have you already sought to cover here in the UK? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you'd like to learn more about UK critical illness policy, how they are structured, you can start by clicking the link in the description below and we'll go from there. This video is for general educational purposes. For personalized advice, please speak to a qualified advisor. I'll see you in the next one.